The American Society for Engineering Education advances innovation, excellence and access at all levels of education for the engineering profession. This is the 2021 ASEE's annual conference and you are watching ASEE TV. Welcome back to ASEE TV Virtual Studio. Though the ASEE's annual meeting may be halfway through, don't worry, because Nathan and I still have some great content for you from the world of engineering education. Now, today, Nathan brings us ASEE President-elect Adrienne Minerick into our studio for some society news.
This year, that commission, CDEI, proposed and received approval from the Board of Directors for a year of impact on racial equity.
And we also spent some time with Tanner Huffman to learn more about his work on teaching engineering in K-12 education.
So I encourage all teachers to engage in professional associations like ASEE.
Don't skip through to the end of the program though, as we'll also be taking a trip to Drexel University's College of Engineering to see how they're bringing the next generation of engineers up to speed in a world of climate change and sustainability challenges. We also take a look at the Xilinx University program that gives universities around the world access to Xilinx technologies. And now once again over to Nathan for his highlights from today's meeting.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, July 28th, and we're excited to have you here for ASEE's 128th Annual Conference. Every year, we turn one day over to ASEE's Corporate Member Council for what we call Industry Day. This year, the CMC has invited Jeffrey Abell to give a plenary talk. Jeffrey is Chief Scientist for Global Manufacturing, Global Research and Development at General Motors. We will have some great insight into what employers are currently looking for. Speaking of, I want to make sure our members are aware of our Industry 4.0 Workforce Summit in person in Washington, D.C. this October. With engineering at a crossroads, this event looks at how engineering is practiced in the workplace and how it's taught in the classroom. New technologies like artificial intelligence, nanofabrication, and the Internet of Things have shifted the engineering landscape. The event features a series of TED-like talks, along with industry and academic leaders, a member of the National Science Board, and other luminaries. More information is at workforcesummit.asee.org. Also at this plenary session is our usual awarding of Best Pick and Zone papers and our Outstanding Teacher Award winner. We hope you enjoy this great plenary, chock full of something for everyone. And now, Stephen, over to you.
Thanks, Nathan. Now make sure you don't miss out on any of the talks Nathan mentioned by diving straight into the ASEE Meeting Platform Schedule tab. I'd now like to welcome ASEE President-elect Adrienne Minerick into the studio. Adrienne, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here, Stephen. Thank you.
Do you think the ASEE's programs will take more of a hybrid structure in the future?
That's a great question. The ASEE Board of Directors, with key leadership from the Professional Interest Council chairs, are discussing this very topic. So the positive attributes of continuing a virtual platform for ASEE is that it enables much greater accessibility. It's affordable, travel logistics, family, kids, all those things are much easier. However, there are two challenges. The experience virtually is nowhere near as good as it is in person. And then second, the resources in terms of ASEE staff and the infrastructure is hard for one format and really, really challenging if we try to do both. And so, I want to acknowledge that the team has done an absolutely fabulous job the last 2 years, but it's been an all-out sprint for them, and that just isn't sustainable. I do want to note that the ongoing task forces and strategic efforts by the board and headquarters have always included a hybrid or asynchronous component, and those task forces will continue. So there's one on curriculum, there's one on teaching excellence, the campus reps and journal task force are still going strong, and then there's a task force on diversifying ASEE's leadership. So our key pushes this next year are going to be on expanding and retaining our membership, both domestic and international, as well as expanding our institutional and individual memberships.
So one of the big questions of 2021, what has the ASEE been doing to promote racial equity, and how has that been going?
That's a wonderful question. Speaking from the heart, I've worked on this diligently within my own realm of influence, and it always feels like it hasn't been enough and the needle hasn't moved enough. Collectively, I expect most at ASEE would express this as well. Big picture though, I think we have made progress. When I was an assistant professor in ASEE, we had a year of dialogue on diversity, and that was under ASEE President Sarah Ryala. Then, later, when I was serving as the chair of the Diversity Committee, which is now the Commission on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, we held a year of action on diversity. This year, that commission, CDEI, proposed and received approval from the board of directors for a year of impact on racial equity. So the language, I think, tells something. It reflects our evolution of engagement and commitment society-wide to these long-standing and pervasive issues in the American culture and in those that intersect with engineering culture. Now, there are things like the Safe Zone workshops each year and the society-wide diversity paper competition and award that have been institutionalized within ASEE and have left lasting impacts. Now, CDEI has a plan to launch organizational change, and they're going to do that with engineering student organizations, colleges of engineering, ASEE constituent groups, and organizers of pre-college outreach efforts in this next year.
Thanks ever so much indeed for joining us today. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Stephen. Thank you so very much for having me.
Drexel University's College of Engineering is leading the change in educating the next generation of engineering problem solvers with a focus on climate change and sustainability. Drexel University is at the forefront of addressing the pressing issues of our time.
Problems that we're facing with respect to climate change and sustainability are so acute and so pervasive and so urgent that there's really no time to waste on hypothetical or theoretical or academic solutions. We need to go rapidly from the basics to the application.
There's so much to solve, so many challenges, so many wicked problems facing our world, and we consider Philadelphia our living laboratory.
Being in the field, talking to people, talking to the stakeholders, seeing your designs in action, like that is the way that you're going to know that you're doing good work.
We hope you're taking time to participate in our social media contest. Every year, ASEE's associate editor, Jen Pocock, comes up with some clever, crafty, creative questions and posts them to our Twitter account with the conference hashtag ASEEannual. Engineering or conference location related, these questions will test your knowledge and no Google cheating. I know this year, since we were supposed to be in Long Beach, she has some SoCal related questions for you. Correct answers are randomly chosen daily, with the winner getting a Visa gift card. So go see what Jen has cooked up for today.
The Xilinx University program, also known as XUP, is supporting universities around the world with a novel program that gives students access to Xilinx cutting-edge adaptive computer platforms.
Teaching the next generation is a key area. It is what many of us in the program are really excited about, and what actually motivated us to join the program to begin with.
The Xilinx University program, or XUP as we often call it, is how Xilinx interacts with universities all over the world.
The flexibility of our technology makes it very suitable for it to be at the core of building blocks for teaching and for research.
Almost from the start of the company, we set up a preferential subsidized program to give universities around the world access to our latest technologies. Using FPGAs or adaptive compute platforms allows students to design and build software, hardware, and systems.
What else can you ask as a student but for a platform that really allows your ideas to be implemented the way you want?
I find that students that have previous experience with our products are more excited to join Xilinx for an intern or entry-level professional position.
Overall, XUP is a program we're very proud of because it benefits Xilinx and the global academic community.
Tanner Hoffman is an assistant professor at the College of New Jersey and has worked with the ASEE to provide some new guidance on teaching engineering in K-12 education. Let's take a look at his work on the topic.
The focus of engineering in the P12 space or K-12 space is really on preparing citizens, right? We focus on the term literacy, which we use broadly in terms of engineering literacy, which is the ability to apply engineering ways of thinking and acting to improve your daily life. Whereas in post-secondary, it's much more profession-oriented, right? And so in the P12 space, we really work at a continuum across all the years to kind of build on competencies from the early grades, really fostering confidence in engineering, engaging in engineering practices, ways of thinking and acting, to more sophisticated ways of approaching engineering by the time you get to high school, and really think about maybe becoming an engineer someday, or just learning about the technological world and making good decisions as a citizen. The biggest thing for me, I think, that's important is that you strive to be authentic in your practice, understand at the core what engineering is about and what engineers do, so that you can give students an authentic look at what a profession in engineering might be and be authentic to the practice, so we're not giving them any misconceptions. Engaging in your professional society is an important piece of being an educator. ASEE does give you a space to think about engineering in a deep and authentic way, which is different than your traditional teacher education associations. So I encourage all teachers to engage in professional associations like ASEE, read the journals, as best you can, prepare yourselves around topics of engineering that are interesting to your students and your communities, so you can advance the field, not simply be a part of it.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about the new ASEE Delta Future Faculty Institute. This program is a foundational, instructor-led online program to prepare current graduate-level students and individuals in industry who are considering a career as an engineering faculty member for a successful launch of their career. Throughout the program, future engineering faculty members will learn about preparing for and navigating the faculty application process. By the end of the program, participants will have the tools and knowledge to positively launch their faculty careers. This program takes place in two 2-hour-long sessions. Throughout the program, there will be numerous opportunities to interact with the facilitator and other participants, with ample time provided for questions, discussion, and reflection. So how will you benefit? You will receive clarifying information on types of engineering faculty positions. You will learn tools and techniques to help you successfully navigate the faculty application process. And you will engage with a network of professionals for input, guidance, and feedback. Through the inclusion of leading-edge knowledge and best practices in professional development for faculty and administrators, the Delta Institutes will improve efficiency and effectiveness for each participant, and thus also do so broadly across the universities they serve. The sessions happen on various dates this August. Visit resources.asee.org and search for Delta.
That's all for the third episode of ASEE TV, with just one more day of ASEE's 2021 virtual meeting, and we hope you will join us tomorrow for Nathan Carl's closing comments, an interview with Vijay Kumar on a joint project with the National Science Foundation called Engineering Research Visioning Alliance, and a look at the technology company ARM and their support of engineering education initiatives. If you've missed any of the ASEE TV's earlier episodes, you can always find them on the ASEE TV tab on the meeting platform or our ASEE TV playlist. We hope you'll join us tomorrow for our final episode. Thanks for watching.